Hey everybody, my name is Brandon Ross and welcome to Player Hater Gaming. I am your host and game master for this episode, which is going to be hilarious. Everybody's in a mood already. Go ahead, open the popcorn. They can't see you, but I can.
I know that's the point.
Just slowly opening the popcorn. Anyways, before we dig into our episode, let's get through our announcements and not die halfway through, and we'll have a great night. First off, if you have not done so, please skip over to our link tree. Check out all of our amazing socials where we have tons of great things on our TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, X, all the lovely things. Give us a follow. Stay up to date on what we do and things going on with us because there's a lot of things coming real quick. We've been doing a lot of prepping behind the scenes and we're getting ready to have some more fun around here. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Also, if you haven't done so, make sure you skip over to our Discord. We actually have two that we utilize. We have one that is the main Player Hater Gaming Discord where you come together and we just talk life, share memes, have fun, and just in general try our best to build a great community focused around D&D. But if you want something that is driven towards D&D, playing D&D in a text-based West Marches server, I would love to tell you about it, but there is someone here who is much better at it. They're not eating popcorn right now, so they can talk to you. Hey, David, let them know what's up with that Discord server.
What? Where? I think we got the wrong person to talk.
No.
Anyway,
Don't even.
as the case is, as you all know by now, I keep saying this week by week, you have not had, because we all know that RNG is God, and if not, oh, what the hell's wrong with you now? Anyway, as the case may be, you want to play? By all means, enjoy the world. You can make an impact. You could create chaos. You may end up destroying a town in the process. You never know. By all means, join. Have fun. Please don't destroy the towns. They're very precious to our storyline. But let's say that you want to take a seat in the DM chair. You want to be one of those who actually makes an impact to the story. You want to create that linear path that the players decide to go off of, and you have to bring them back either by carrot or stick, whichever one. Maybe tie them up to the back of the carriage and just drive them off into the sunset. You never know. But if you do, you have no idea how to do it. By all means, we will teach you. You will learn. You will understand that CR is a concept not to be trifled with, and it will leave you with a headache at the end of it all. It is okay. It is a suggestion, more like it's like the Geneva Conventions. D&D, it's more like Geneva suggestions. But anyway, by all means, come.
It's the first time.
Exactly. Thankfully, my personal players have not gotten to that point
the doctor's
yet.
But signature phrase. Not really
yes,
sure who.
definitely red. But yeah, if you want to play, come have fun, join us. We promise to bring you with joy, and there may be some hand smacking if you continue to kill off characters. Just saying. Don't do that. We kind of like them all. All right? So yeah, moving back on.
Appreciate it. Aside from that, looking over here, are these dice counts accurate on that help dice?
Believe
no.
So.
I'm saying no to get us more, and you just hear, yes, it is. God damn it, Ron! You just had to be lawful good, right?
Well, if you
I'm lawful neutral, I have to be.
Of our lovely character screens here, you'll see a little D20 shape. I believe it is. Was it D20 or D4?
D20. It's D20 right now. I believe
it's a D20 shape.
We haven't changed
the shape is a D20, but it guarantees us a D4.
Iconic with D&D. So on that, you can see there's a number there. And if it's not 3, then feel free to grab your channel points and literally throw help dice at the players. Let them help them. They need it. Help them. Use your channel points.
Also, there is one to actually, if you want to spit in the DM's face. If you want to spit in his face, make sure you give him at least one. Yes. Yep. And every single time we use it, just throw it back on there, okay? We appreciate that. Definitely that one.
Mm-hmm. Use those channel points for that to keep them loaded with help dice. And also, if you just feel like you just want to make sure that I fail consistently, feel free to use them for the DM Bane. Aside from that, that's all I have for all of you. Let's get in to tonight's episode of Tales of the Skytorn. In the year 208 PT, a world once grounded by tradition and mystery was forever altered. The events leading to the tearing and uprooting of the lands have faded into legend, leaving us with a mystifying era known only as post-Torn. Player Hater Gaming welcomes you to the realm of Ulthana, where our journey takes us high above the clouds, into a realm of wonder and peril. A world composed of dozens of floating islands, each a unique culture unto itself, safe from the dangers lurking below. In this world of soaring islands and untold mysteries, danger lurks in every corner. Heroes and adventurers are born out of necessity, for the unknown has a way of finding its way into even the most tranquil of places. Meet our heroes who will shape the destiny of the Skytorn realm. Dragix, the unlikely but unyielding paladin, a beacon of virtue and strength. Red, the talented sorceress, wielding the elements with unmatched prowess. Eva, the warlock, possesses supernatural prowess, fueled by a pact of unknown origin and intent. Lovikazan, the indomitable barbarian, a force of nature and raw power. And lastly, the Doctor, the masterful wizard, unlocking the secrets of the arcane with every incantation. These 5 souls, each with their own path, will converge in a tale of adventure, wonder, and intrigue. Join them as they explore uncharted territories and uncover the secrets of this realm. Welcome to Tales of the Skytorn.
And Brandon definitely lost his last brain cell.
No, it's there. It's just on lease. Okay, shh.
It's
on
running.
consignment.
I'm sorry I lost it.
Nah. Anyways, welcome back, everybody. Hopefully, you enjoyed our lovely intro made by a person who did a lot of work. Good job to them. Now,
Nope, wrong way that way.
wrong way. Last couple episodes have been rather packed and eventful with a lot going on. And I think we should do a little bit of a recap from the perspective of the players. So, just gonna
How
look
far
at
back
these.
of recap?
Give me the last couple days worth. And
We've
let's
done
start
some
with-
bullshit. We got away with some bullshit. We left some bullshit behind. One of us may have been wrapped in bullshit, and the others went to go find his bullshit, but eventually just realized, oh, the bullshit was with him, and we blew up some more bullshit, and now we're kind of stuck on the bullshit list.
Who blew up bullshit? I think that was just Red.
That was definitely right with the bullshit.
Yeah.
Great recap.
I
Great
mean,
recap.
there are people that also inhale some bullshit and then did some
Yeah.
bullshit, might have killed some bullshit. So,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and Eva died and was brought back by Red,
yeah.
and now she's
Doc-
not a vampire anymore.
Yeah.
I was
Zod
hoping you would
nearly
wrap that around to more bullshit, and I was curious to see if you would do it or not, how it would fit in.
Doc has a new scar.
Yeah, Zahn maybe might have also killed Doc. So, she was on drugs. That's
Don't do drugs, kids.
Remember, kids,
To
don't
put
do
it
drugs.
in perspective, over the last couple of days, the party has had quite a small area of adventure, but a very potent one, where they infiltrated a warehouse that they believed to be controlled by a individual who was, as many will call, a corrupt guard, assisting in allegedly running various gambling halls and certain schemes on the docks. Upon breaking into the warehouse, they did find some evidence here and there, kind of logging what was coming in versus coming out, but they couldn't really decipher what they got. And unfortunately, by the time they got to what could have been a office of some kind of the main individual using this warehouse, most of the documents were torched and burned, with at least one individual surviving and fleeing from this place.
No. There was
Returning-
two.
Those two.
There was two, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So
At
they make mini
least
boss
two.
and 1 minion.
They made their way back to the apothecary and decided to wait out the night, taking a well-deserved long rest, and some of you settling with the sudden release of a burden from your shoulders. Specifically Eva, having crossed the threshold and then was brought back, seemingly no longer under her vampiric curse. With the rise of a new day, the party decided it would be best for the doctor, who, when mask removed and change of clothes, was unrecognizable to anybody within the city. Not once.
Even to the party
through
to an
his-
extent.
Yeah, even to the party. Through his intelligence, safety, paranoia, who can really speak to what aspect, he always traveled with his telltale plague doctor mask. But on this day, after being visited by an interesting white-skinned tiefling, the doctor finds himself walking out of an alley, holding a card. I believe you had already wrapped up your shopping of what you needed,
Yes.
correct? You were heading
fortune-
back.
Fortune teller's right at the end.
Gotcha. You get back to the apothecary without issue. So
Mhm.
actually, I'll open up with the rest of you. What are the rest of you doing for these? I'd say let's go with 3 hours. He'd be gone, and that includes like door back to door. So not like it's 3 hours and you're wondering. No, about 2.5, 3 hours. He would be gone.
Mariah's going to be keeping an eye on Eva and make sure she's doing okay. Because she did
Okay.
die, and then, as far as she can tell, changed
Keep
from
reminding me. Thank you.
vampire to-
Appreciate it.
Mm.
Drac is playing solitaire terribly.
Are you
He's
losing to
not-
yourself?
Yes,
not
he's
had-
losing to himself.
He's not had a win yet.
He's not had a win yet. Is it because
It-
Brett like
okay.
sneaked 2 cards away and didn't
first of
tell
all,
him?
no, not even that. First of all, he's playing it as if it's poker. I mean, while he's trying to play solitaire, he's just like, this isn't right. And he just keeps going. Goes like, fucking bullshit. How the hell do people play this game?
Just get my windows arranged here so my data can be on the same place.
Zahn has been outside tending to the gardens because they have been neglected while they were traveling. So she's trying to get that back up and running. And then after a bit, she, make sure nobody's watching outside the window and being a creep and staring at her. And then she's going to
For a moment, you
try.
think Draxus is staring at you, but then you realize he's just staring like semi-forward, semi-down, wondering how he's losing so much solitaire.
I think he's not gambling. He would have lost a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she's going to try and mimic the dance moves that are on the card.
Okay, make me.
Oh no.
Let me see here. Give me a. As a barbarian, you're considered proficient in dexterity saving throws, correct?
No.
Make a
I have
dexterity-
advantage on dex of effects that I can see.
Okay, make a dexterity check, and then add your proficiency bonus.
Right. 16. Math.
16.
16.
With a 16, you feel pretty confident you can get the footwork down. It is a very, how do I put this? It's meant to be like a loud, boisterous warrior dance, like something
Okay.
you would do after a either in celebration of something, like a victory, or even if something is like a close of a really, really, really good harvest. Like it's not overused. It's definitely kept for proper places, but in general, it is used typically at least once a year for either a good harvest close, or even maybe trying to, if they had a weak harvest a year prior, maybe like opening the harvest, they would do it to try and boister the gods and gain favor. things like
Okay.
that.
So does she recognize this dance?
It has similarities with that
Okay.
kind of trying to call to the clouds above, which
Mm-hmm.
is to you probably in this moment have this question: why would they have a calling to the clouds above? The clouds are
Yeah.
beneath us; we're above them.
Mm-hmm.
So you start thinking this must be just a tradition that survived the uprising of the islands.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But you can't tell the half you got, or excuse me, not the half, the portion you got, because you don't know if you had half or a third. You know there's bits missing, but you don't know if it's just a half is
Yeah.
missing or if there's 2 other thirds out there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But what you do see is it looks like there's specific places for people who are not dancing but are a part of this to stand and take part, either by shouting or giving like loud singing or even playing a louder percussion like instrument. Nothing to like your
Tegel
sorry.
harpa.
Thank you, Tegel harpa. Nothing like that really exists commonly in your culture. It has its place, but
Mm-hmm.
typically for the culture Zon comes from, it would be a lot of very percussive, loud things.
Yes. We are loud people.
Yeah, so you can see there's
Yes.
about 2. Actually, I'll say this. You can see there's 3 distinct. Like as you look at the whole thing, it's laying places out for 3 people to stand at separate joints to be a part of it through either vocals or instruments.
Okay. Yeah, she'll
Okay,
do that for a bit.
Eva.
After sending off her messages to Cass and Sir Roland, I always make sure I'm getting his name right because I always forget it. And since we didn't
You got
get
it.
anything off of the documents we brought back, I'm just gonna get up from the table and extend my hand to Red. Will you walk with me?
Yes, I'll walk with you.
And I'll just yell over my shoulder to Drakkix as I head out the door. We're not going far. We'll be back. We're not going to get in trouble.
All you hear
Also-
is, "Fuck this bullshit." And as you leave and close the door behind you, you just hear a table flip.
Oh no.
This guy's cheating.
More destruction of furniture that Drek has to deal with now.
No, he just flipped the table, okay? It's not destruction. The table's still fine in one piece. He just flipped the table, and he's
Make a
just going
strength
to walk outside. Oh, by what?
Make a strength check.
Oh,
Ah,
gosh.
shit.
Yeah, no. Shouldn't have said
Not as-
anything.
To be fair, it's not a small table.
Nah, is it 21?
You,
Break the table.
in frustration, you flip the table, and you flip it with such ferocity, it lands right side back up. But the cards are everywhere. But the table, almost as if to mock you, lands perfectly.
He just looks at it for a minute, and just pats it, goes, "You're a formidable foe," and walks outside into the back.
The door is still stronger. But you're fine.
Yeah.
You walk outside and you see Zon's probably built up a little bit of a sweat. You're not sure if she's maybe just out here training or just like, exercising, getting her mind off of things, but she's built up a sweat.
Working out? Need a partner?
Kind of. Sure. Yep. Totally working out.
Why do I feel like... Do you want me to just go that way? I'll go that way.
I'm not doing anything like that. No, there's
He just like raises his eyebrows high as he can.
I got this weird card from a mysterious lady when after that guy, oh yeah, apparently I went on I don't know. I got taken into the city and then there was this weird mysterious lady and I got a card and it changed and it has dance moves on it and so I was trying the dance moves, okay?
She's like admitting it, like quickly rapid firing it out.
So was that before or after you went out with the guy?
How do you know about that?
Because you just said it.
didn't say I. Mm.
You said I got the card, went out to dinner with a guy. So it kind of sounds
Okay,
like it's out of
you know,
order. So
he
which
didn't even
order
take
is
me
it?
out to dinner. He just
Then
showed
he's
me
terrible.
around
Then
town
why-
and then dropped me off there.
He's terrible.
wondering-
Why did you go out with him?
I did. Because he was nice, and he was. I don't know. I
The
literally
doc is
actually
nice. Is
did-
the doc comes over and says, "Hey, I want to take you out. Are you going to go with him?" We all know
He's
what he
already
can do.
taken me out to dinner.
You know what? I'm going to retract my statement and everything else. Never mind. Okay, then. You want me to just leave you alone so that way you can figure out where you
No,
want to go? Like who you want to be with? The
I'm-
doc, the guy? I have no idea. You know, I'm not even going to bother.
No, I
You know what?
I
This
don't
is your
want-
relationship. Never mind.
I
I'm just going to start walking away.
I don't want to be with anybody.
As Drakis is already walking away.
God damn.
Off in the distance, Eva and Red, you hear an unintelligible conversation between Drakix and Levikazon.
It's ignoring it.
I'm sorry. Just dying over here.
It's okay. It's okay. I think I killed the entire party. I think we're dead for the night.
I don't know if
I was
So many
staring at
times
Braden's
get
face
that.
the entire time, by the way. And his reactions was making me laugh the most.
Oh my god. We're gonna clip that later. That's going up on all the socials.
Yes.
yeah, I'm doing that right now. Yeah.
Oh god.
Clip it. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Welcome to Skytorn, everybody, where shit happens and we just say random things and Zon makes a fool of herself. It's great. She's going back to gardening. Rage gardening.
Rage gardening.
Rage gardening. Yeah.
It's so hard to start a serious conversation when you're dying inside.
Ugh.
I'm not sorry.
Oh god. Eva would know that Zon is in the back of the building, so she's actually just gonna pull Red like further down the road that leads away from the apothecary.
Okay.
I guess.
And just
that
to
would
give you
be-
guys a quick snapshot of the area you're in, it's the apothecary, and then like your nearest neighbor is like 200, 300 feet away. It's still a
Yeah.
visible building. They're just out there.
Yeah, that's fine. And we don't want to go. Well, Eva doesn't want to go too far.
Right.
but-
No, I'm just like, so you can like kind of know, like I would say when you leave the house, like if you stood on the roof of the apothecary and looked around totally, you would see maybe 4 of the buildings. Closest one, 200 feet.
Okay. Oh god, this is so hard. I'm trying to not break into laughter again. Fuck.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
don't
so
be. That
sorry.
was amazing.
It's my fault. It's my
It
fault.
was so good.
Both of you.
That was amazing. But Eva will take Red just out of earshot down the road
Okay.
as player calms themselves. I wanted to give you an apology for this morning. I
What do you-
needed to make sure that Cass was alright and get this stuff out of my brain so I can put it off to the side. It would have driven me bonkers if I hadn't gotten that out of the way first. I wanted to
Right.
say thank you. And I need to say thank you because this is the 3rd time now that you have come and saved my life. And you deserve way more than what I gave you this morning for doing that.
I understand. Thank you for your apology, and I know you feel it was necessary, but I don't think it was. At least not for me. I didn't need it. But of course, I will always save you.
No, it's funny because They say that you see things when you die.
Right.
I was back on the skyship. Back where everything began. Or ended, depending on how you view it.
Right.
There were no pirates. There was no massacre. Just me and Damien on the bow of a ship that was soaring through the skies. And everything froze when your voice came through, calling me back. I thought about staying with him, but put aside the fact that I still have Cassandra to take care of. It's been 10 years. I had my time with him. And a part of me will always love him. But he's not the one that I want, or the one that I need right now. You called me back. And I'm so grateful for it. And with this curse, affliction, seemingly gone, I'm not going to hold back anymore. If I don't have to worry about hurting anyone, hurting you or Cass, or Doc, who almost died, I'm not going to hold back. And I just want you to know that you will have all of me. You will have my heart and my soul. And when you are ready, we will have each other. And I love you, Anku.
I love you, Eva. You know, even if I had my memories still, I'm quite sure that none of the people that I have loved before has compared to you at all. Not even close. It's instinct to save you, to reach out for you, to call you back. I don't think I've had a home before, not really. I mean, I had my grandfather, but of course he wasn't really my grandfather. And that was so short, such a short time that I never really remembered well. But you are my home. And thank you for letting me in. Because I honestly don't know where I would be right now if I didn't have you.
It really wasn't hard. You kind of just forced your way in.
I can be a bit of pushy like that.
You are strong, and you are elegant, and you are wild. And I love it.
And I am yours. Every facet of me. There is
And-
nothing that is mine that is not yours first.
And he was just gonna give Red a big kiss.
Oh, just gonna kiss back. Oh.
Nyx.
Yeah.
Make a wisdom saving.
Oh,
Shit. I hate these so much. Okay, wisdom
I
save.
fucked
Wisdom save. Okay, alright. And I can't re-roll saves, so I hope this one's good. That's a 12.
Okay. As you become, for the first time in a while, you've opened yourself to Eva before. You've told her how you feel about her. You know how she feels about you. But in this moment, something else within you falls. Something within your mind breaks. And a little piece of whatever it is that is separating you from your memories, a fissure is created within it. In this moment of intense feeling, your mind is ripped from your body. And you find yourself standing in a darkened room, lit only by the glittering gold has been poured into various runes surrounding this cube. There are chains tethering you to the floor. As an individual, seemingly Eva, is about 3 or 4 feet away from you, reading from a book. As you look at them and you hear the words they're speaking, you know it's not Eva. It's whatever projection your mind is trying to rationalize as the same kind of placeholder, someone you loved and loved you deeply. But then the sense and intuition of betrayal digs into your heart as you feel your strength being sapped from you as the individual reads on further and further. Make a perception check.
$14.
14?
Yeah.
I will say the DC is lower because you've seen this room once before.
Right.
And also, once again, recently. But in an extremely miniaturized version, inked on paper. The puzzle that you had left with the college. You know now it has something to do with you, and you feel your strength leaving you. Your immortal strength of the phoenix being pulled into the sphere. For a moment, your mind, as you are leaving the space, the cube itself expands almost infinitely with thousands and thousands of little bars all around you, like a tesseract effect all around you. And you look, trying to make a sense of it. As you are being pulled back, make one more perception check.
Okay. 24.
You see, without a shadow of a doubt, what looks to be an inverted shape. Almost like if you took a castle or a mansion and completely hollowed it out. And instead of walls and support beams and hallways and bedrooms, it is just layers upon layers and rows upon rows of stone sarcophagus. And you are thrown back into your body.
Could she have told in that moment if the sarcophagus was powering the thing that was keeping her contained? Or
I would
if...
say you will be able to tell. I wouldn't say it's vice versa, but more in tandem. As it is being pulled from you, it is not going to the sarcophagus, it's going to something else. Both of these powers or sources of energy is being pulled and going somewhere else.
Okay. Sorry, just updating my notes. Well, did I space out for a second?
He was just like tapping on your cheek and stops mid-tap. You're back.
For about like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So, something just unlocked in me just now.
Like
A
power?
memory. A memory came in to shop her focus.
Oh.
I've told you the one about where I was in the box with someone with a book. It was all dark. There was veins of gold everywhere.
Yeah,
Right?
what we saw in that paper thing, right?
Right. So I recognized maybe not the specific individual, but it was betrayal by someone I had loved. They bound me. And not only that, apparently my powers are being siphoned just like the elves.
What do you mean?
So, we know how the elves are powering the magic and the weave tech and all of this around here, right?
Right.
Somehow my powers are, I think, contained in that box somewhere. And they're being used to power things, just like the sarcophagi. I saw rows and rows and layers of sarcophagi, and the box that chains me, my powers and my magic are all being funneled into the same place as them. So that's a step, right?
Whichever direction you feel it is, it's definitely a step one way or another.
There is a conundrum here, though.
How so?
If a good portion of my powers and magic and abilities are being siphoned to keep the islands afloat, what happens if I reclaim them? What
Let
happens
them-
if we free all the elves? The islands crash.
Maybe they should. We don't know what happened down on the surface. The surface could be totally fine for all we know.
Right, but a fall from however far we are up? I can't save that many people.
Well, we can't. There are some people who probably can.
True. But also that means we need to tell people. And I
This
don't
is-
know who I can trust. Not with what I am.
This is all yours, love.
And the other thing that complicates everything else is the people who escaped the warehouse saw me set myself on fire.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe we don't do that in the city for a while. Maybe, leave the island and then blow things up a little more.
Well, I don't know.
We still
In
have
any
answers
case-
to find, so
We do.
once we
On
clear up,
Loomshire.
once we clear up Price, that's probably the next place to go.
If the others are fine with it.
We'll figure it out, one way or another. This information is yours. Do as you wish with it. They won't hear it from me.
Right. I don't know. I think I should probably tell them. It affects them as much as it does. Well, not as much as it does me and you, but it still affects them a great deal. Because of the possibility that if I was to take my powers back, I don't know. But,
Well,
bright side here, silver lining. I know more.
knowledge is power.
And your love for me got me there. So thank you.
Of course. We should head back before Dracox destroys the house, though.
How far did you say the two of you would have walked away from the house?
I wanted to get out of earshot of Zon because I didn't know exactly where Zon was, but I knew she was somewhere on the side
She
or the back
can't
of the
hear
house.
shit. She can't hear shit. She's
So-
too embarrassed.
Maybe 100 meters most.
Okay, as you're
Because we
heading
also
back
don't
in,
we don't want Drakix to panic and suddenly be like, where the fuck did the girls go?
as you head back in, you can see not too far off in the distance. You see a male humanoid figure walking towards the apothecary.
How far away?
Maybe 100 feet.
Ah, shit. Never mind. My perception's shit now.
They seem to be carrying a lot of stuff.
I mean, is the figure recognizable as the doctor?
What do you mean?
As
I'm
you
not
look
carrying
longer,
anything.
you're like, yeah, he's kind of scraggly
Built.
looking, a
Yeah.
little scrawny. That's a
Body
lot of
type.
boxes. That's a lot of boxes for him.
What do you mean?
Plus,
I have a
doesn't
bag
he
of
have
holding.
like crazy red hair?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You have no idea.
Doesn't he have like crazy red hair though?
Not crazy. But he is redheaded.
Yeah, and a beard. Like
Mm.
she's seen it before. It's not common.
He's coming your way.
Right. So, shall we help the doctor there? Bring things inside.
Is Doc carrying?
Yeah, I
What bag of
misspoke
holding?
on that part. I forgot he had the bag of holding, so
Oh.
it's just him.
Okay, well, never mind.
He honestly, you're kind of disappointed. He looks fucking empty-handed. What do he do all damn day?
Gonna go back inside and see all the cards scattered across the floor and be like, what the fuck, man?
And
Drakix isn't
playing
in there.
Drac. Well, he wouldn't be playing 51 pickup, but Red absolutely has one of his cards.
Probably.
Jack, expect an intelligence check.
All right. Let's see what his goose egg gives him today. Wow, it's not 20.
You're missing a card.
Your deck. You know how many cards you got.
Yeah.
You're missing your lucky ace with a folded corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the reason why he actually flipped the table, too. Like, where the fuck is my card? My card!
Hashtag totally not rigged.
He will never tell you that. He will never say it face to face.
The real question is, did Drakix come back inside after he confronted Zahn, or is he just
Oh
out wandering?
no, he came back inside afterwards. He was just like, nope, I'm not going to get into this. This is whatever is between the two of you is between the two of you. He just turned around, about face, to walk back into the house. He probably is picking up the cards, and that's when he realized that his ace is gone. And he's currently like going into the couch to trying to see if maybe he left it in there.
Yeah, you're trying to see
accidentally.
like where you slept last night. You're checking on your pockets.
Like they see him like
So-
lifting up the actual sofa too when they come in. He's
Yeah.
just like, where the fuck is that card? Puts it back down.
That's an interesting way of strength training, but
Right.
sure.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. We're good. The deck's on the table, already picked up, and he's still like,
Glaring at the table.
yeah.
Roll.
The table is mocking you.
Right.
Just don't break the couch. I can replace my furniture, Doc. I don't know. Just try and keep it in one piece.
I'm not cool. He just shuts up at that moment. He's like, oh, I did break it. I did break it. I'm gonna go make some. You want coffee? I'll make some coffee. And he just starts
Right.
walking upstairs.
Actually, coffee sounds fabulous.
Cup of coffee coming up. He just walks upstairs to make it. He's like, I'm not getting in that conversation. Nope, we're leaving it alone. Doesn't exist. Never happened. There's no proof anywhere.
Uh-huh.
Other than my foot. There's no proof anywhere.
So while he's busy trying to distract himself making coffee,
Mhm.
Red is going to take the ace out of her pocket, put it back in the deck, and take a different one.
Okay.
But the beyond any information about these individuals, stuff like that.
Okay. Then you make it back just fine.
Did I see Eva in red? go back into the apothecary?
Yeah.
Okay. Doc will note that, be a little curious, but
Eh.
house is a little crowded. Makes sense. Makes his way to the door. He's going to instinctively get the key out and go to unlock it, and I realize it's probably
It's
already
not locked.
unlocked. Yeah. He heads in. Sees Red and Eva downstairs. Then, so where's Drax and Zahn?
Zon is still
So-
outside. She's working on your garden for you.
I was going to do that later this afternoon, actually. But well,
You just see like a spray of dirt hit the window from the back.
For the rage gardening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never said she was good at gardening.
I might need to go help her.
Unless you want to come back to no garden.
Some herbs are still alive, so yeah.
And Drax is upstairs, apparently making coffee. We'll see how well that goes.
He's made good coffee before. Don't make it sound as if he hasn't.
Listen, everybody
not
wants
red.
coffee.
He's not
Yeah,
red.
he's not
seen-
red.
He's seen me make coffee plenty of times, so he knows how to work my tools.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're familiar with the strange, interesting alchemical beaker segment he has set up.
Well, the first time we ever made coffee was him and a doc doing it together, trying to
Yeah.
work with the beakers and all that.
yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, he definitely knows how to work everything.
But Doc heads out to the pack, still carrying the bag of holding, by the way.
Yeah.
Zahn?
Yeah. She kind of looks at the door. She's like, her arms are covered in dirt. She's kneeling down. She's just,
You know, flaying dirt in the house is probably not the best idea.
it's not in the house.
Well, it's at the house.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. There was I have no excuse for that one. My thoughts went elsewhere. But I was able to spread out some of your herbs here and some of the other vegetables and kind of be able to get a few more with what's still alive. So
Make a survival check.
I was gonna say, how good is Zon at gardening?
Yeah.
Make a survival
she's not
check.
bad.
No, I'm not saying she's bad. Just saying make a survival check.
That would be a nat one.
Oh.
Ooh.
This is
You
not the
look over-
potato.
And where there is a beginning of a pile of weeds that was in your garden, there's also one of your more expensive shipped in herbs pulled and set aside because it looks very familiar to a very common weed, but not exactly perfect.
Poor Meg is just having a night.
Mhm.
Ugh, I'm fine.
Drag
This is fine.
upstairs. Jack upstairs making coffee? No idea. Me, as it, and just enjoying this. This would be
It was
Drax
actually
if
the
he
ones
knows.
that you smuggled in.
If he knows, he may throw a fit. But at the moment, he doesn't know, so it's fine.
See, he doesn't have his mask on, so she see the imperceptible just rage behind his eyes?
Well, that's on him.
It's not rage.
It's disappointment.
It's
Oh
concern,
damn.
actually.
Oh, damn, it's all the disappointment. It hurts more.
Seeing how you were flinging the dirt, I was gonna look at the herbs that are just kind of thrown everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, he gives that kind of a look of okay, and looks back to Zahn. Are you okay?
I'm fine physically.
Such a low
Dish.
question.
When I ask if you're okay, I will specify physically. But normally, I mean mentally.
Oh, kind of. It's hard to explain.
I have the time. But first, we should probably get these groceries put away at least. As well,
Yes.
Doc reaches in the bag we're holding, pulls out a goggles of night. These are for you.
Right. Thank
You
you.
see, he's holding a pair of what looks to be just. You've seen them, but typically they're worn by people who were like, based on like speedy cloud ships, like ones that just really got some like oomph behind them.
Mhm.
So you're like,
Mhm.
cloud ship goggles?
Puts them on.
You don't have to attune to them. It is suddenly very bright.
Oh fuck. Okay. Yep. I'll just she puts them on, just puts them around her neck so she won't lose them.
If you've never worn night vision goggles during the day, that's why.
Don't.
Yes, exactly.
You're right. This will thank you later.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had the same lenses put in my mask.
Oh, okay.
So yes, I am
cool.
always blind in the day.
I believe I had you pay extra for a little bit of a
A little bit like a
on-off
tint.
filter.
Yeah.
Is
I
it like
did.
those transition glasses?
Kinda.
Yeah, for him it is.
The doc
Yeah.
says yes.
Yeah. I paid extra for that.
He did.
It was worth it.
Clearly, yes. Right. Okay. I appreciate that, and I'm sorry about your garden.
I've been needing to restock anyways. Don't know how I got another one of those.
I mean, they're not completely destroyed. They're maybe
What is salvageable?
Zon, you don't see a problem because you pulled all the weeds out.
yeah. I mean, it's weeds, so at least those are weeds where I come from. So
what is
Does
salvageable? out of
Drax
this mess,
stick his
please?
head out from upstairs to let them know the coffee's done?
Make
And
a
does he
perception
see
check.
it?
Me or Drax?
No, for you, Doctor, make a nature check.
Okay.
That's a 12.
You see a pile of weeds with some familiar-looking plants in them.
All you just see is the window upstairs opening slowly, and Drax just leaning over like,
15.
Because you'd be like,
What?
"Coffee's Brett," and that's how far you get.
15.
15. If you hurry, they're salvageable.
I am immediately doing it now.
Okay.
Zon is like, "What is happening? Why are you moving so fast?"
Like the one thing is Doc's dressed like a farmer right now.
Yeah.
That is true.
like right now, if either of the two looked up at Drax, his face
Yeah.
would just be like blank.
Focuses on the herbs.
It's just on the herbs.
It's like, "Oh, hi, Drax. What are you, Scott?
And Doc is replanting the herbs that are savable,
Yep.
especially the one that is expensive.
Okay.
He just slowly turns to look at her, be like,
What? I was pulling out the weeds. You
then he
saw
just
me.
closes the door. He just closes the
saw me
window.
doing-
He just slowly just shakes his head as he closes the window behind him.
What did I do?
So, not all weeds are bad. Some weeds are used in herbal medicine, and
Oh.
this one specifically is had to be smuggled in by Drackets. Actually, it's when I first met them. Actually, we made this delivery, delivering this specific herb to us, and it's used 4 months since I've been home.
Yeah, it's been a few years for me. I know the feeling.
At least you might have a home to return to.
Who knows? There might be some left. Not the one part you want. But maybe you'll find a new home.
And you visibly see his face like saddened, actually, for the first, probably for the first time.
Yeah, Doc. You don't get a lot of emotion from the doctor usually because he's covered by a
No.
mask.
Yeah.
This really kind of
hits.
Remind you, well, at least he's still human.
The only human here.
She's gonna hug him. She's
Aww.
it's
That's
not
technically human if you ignore the fact that she has an attached spirit to her and can speak to you in your
Yeah.
mind, you know?
yeah,
I think
that's
Her
fine.
species
No
close to
longer
elf.
there, so she's human.
So she's
now.
technically human.
Her
And
species
Eva
close to
is
elf than
also human now, you know? She's not out to suck her
I'm
blood or...
elf, thank you.
She's half elf, man.
So
I know,
half
I'm
human.
working with you.
I know. But no, Zon gives Doc a hug, but if he feels like he doesn't want it, then she'll not hug him, but like she's not gonna let go first.
He's not resistant. to it.
Oh. It's
And-
definitely that you need a hug.
After a moment, he would hug back.
Yeah. Oh. Does Drax just burst out ready to fight and shit and sees them hugging? He sees through the window of moments happening.
He does come down, serve the 2 coffee, and just stay, and like his face is against the actual window, looking directly at Zahn, and it's just it's just slowly fogging up. And then he turns around after a little bit when he sees the fact that she sees him and just sits down at the table and just drinks his coffee slowly.
Drax, what's your natural element?
Force.
So you just
The
see,
windows
like,
are
the
vibrating.
windows. Yeah.
So it starts to rattle a little bit with each, just like
Oh god. I love that we all share one brain cell. It's great.
yes.
Today, it's all one.
Oh, hey.
We are one. Oh shit. I'm just gonna go out of character here right for a moment.
Hell yeah.
Thank you to the anonymous gifter who just gifted
Oh,
5
geez.
subs. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Holy
Thank you so much.
schmoes.
We appreciate it.
appreciate
it.
Nice.
We're a pretty small
Yay.
channel. That means a lot to
Huge.
us.
Yes,
That
thank you so
really
much.
does.
Nice. Appreciate it.
Yay.
And congrats to all who got a sub.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can see one person I know in there that got one.
I know one. I know 2 of them.
Yeah.
Personally. I know 2 of them personally. That's
Mhm.
That's scary.
nice. Whatever.
I know one of those guys who actually has it personally.
No one knows anything.
No.
Of course not. Of course we wouldn't. Of course we don't think it's Karasu. No.
Totally not.
Uh-huh.
Me.
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
So
Definitely
after a few
is.
moments,
Definitely is.
eventually, Doc feels not as closed off.
Not as much,
Close.
but after they hug, they should probably get in. And
Yeah.
Doc heads in, and we'll head over to where Drake's, and I'm assuming Red and Eva are there too.
The Vikazon, when you walk inside, you don't know what, but it just feels like someone cranked up the gravity on you.
Oh. It's just like, something feels weird. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Yep. She'll just sit opposite of Drax and just stare at him, drink her coffee.
Doc will place down the 2 Hatlight disguises. And, here are some items that any of us could wear to disguise ourselves.
Right.
And as he's saying this, he is already getting out the groceries and putting them away.
Okay.
And over his shoulder, he was like, "And Drax, don't worry, the herb is fine. It was safe."
Oh, thank God. Okay, I won't be upset anymore.
Look. It's a weed where I come from. We don't use it as that. So I would just
That weed is probably the strongest healing potion you could have ever made.
noted. So when
Definitely, you have no idea how much
And
that
it's
thing
also-
actually cost.
It's also illegal.
I think I'm
At least
still one.
England got
Never mind. We're not talking about that.
that.
okay.
You don't
so
need to know what it costs to actually get that here. Nor
So
what it would cost for me if I were to go back over there if we need more.
Listen, first
So we're
let's
just gonna
just
leave
deal
that
with
alone.
being wanted on this island, and then we'll worry about the others.
Speaking of which,
Right.
actually, I do have some news on that.
Oh,
Oh, lovely. What's my bounty?
Well, they hadn't posted one actually.
I don't know if I should feel hurt.
They also haven't given
Discouraged?
away any descriptors of anyone. Just that an unknown group attacked the warehouse and killed many guards.
right.
Bait.
So that's the public's knowledge.
Exactly.
On a slightly more concerning note, or equally concerning, two people that escaped saw me set myself on fire, just in case that hasn't quite clicked in with everybody yet.
Oh no, it has. You definitely should not be anywhere near any guards anytime soon.
Also, I should mention that that's not as much of a concern as you think it is. There are spells at higher levels that allow you to set yourself ablaze and not be burned by them.
To be fair, she did nuke half of the warehouse, so it is possible they think she's a lot stronger than she is.
Exactly.
Okay, well that makes me feel
It,
a
it's
little
not.
better.
It's not a giveaway. If that helps.
Right.
So therefore, it was a good thing of the fact that she decided to bomb practically every single drug known to man within that area,
At the
or at
very
least a
the
good
drugs no
portion of
longer-
them.
At the very least, the drugs are not being supplied to anyone, and they're not making money off of it.
That is very true.
Well, and the
But
other
I
part is
could have
that
used that to make money.
We're aware of this. But
we can get you more. Apparently,
Red, what's
getting
your
in is not the hard
spellcasting
part.
ability? What's your highest spellcasting ability?
Reds
Ew.
are not.
Reds.
Uh,
right?
I mean, third level, yeah.
Yeah.
Third level?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay.
The ability I'm thinking of is like a 5th, 6th level spell.
It is a 6th level spell.
They would think that she's quite a lot stronger than she actually is.
Oh yeah. If that's the impression they got, anyway.
Right.
If they ask a magically inclined individual, that's the answer they get at least, because your species is first of its kind technically here.
Right.
That
But
is true.
also, with all the other things going on about the paper and the box and the people that are already after me and already know about me, this is another big red flag. Pun not intended.
You just see Drac that's like raise his hand and then as she said that slowly bringing it down. Like
You see
he was
one little
about
claw
to.
talon come up and then
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I was about to say it, but you beat me to it, so I retract my comment.
Talking about golden prices, I reach into my bag and pull out the diamond dust that I've been holding on to for fucking ever and give that to Doc. Next time you go into town, can you see if you can see what this is worth? We might be able to replace Red's diamond.
Yes, well, I believe I already have the funds anyways to do that, but yes, I can definitely get us more.
I should probably at least keep one on me at all times.
Oh yes, I think that's a good idea.
If we can trade instead of using our money, we might be able to save that money for something else down the road.
Right.
Yes. Doc actually looks us on. I met your white tiefling.
She's there?
She appeared to me
Oh shit.
and disappeared.
Okay.
She's
That's what
real.
happened. Oh shit. Did you get anything from her? What'd
I
she
did.
say? Oh. Did she give you a card?
Yes.
Oh, can I see it?
Maybe later.
Okay. I'll show you mine if you show me yours just popped into
You've already shown me yours, to be fair.
Wow. Drax
Wow.
comment is
just-
canon.
It's just
Canon.
furthering the proof that. Anywho.
Zan and Doc are a thing. Yes.
Yep.
This cements it.
Listen, I just meant it as a joke. These people are welcome to do whatever they want. But if this is the route they choose, I'm all for it.
Drac is just like,
I'm just playing the character.
So am I. God damn it.
I have no plans for something like this. But that means it can happen.
Well, okay, so my only warning for you is that, maybe keep it close, it's weird. But mine changed.
Mine technically did too.
Oh.
I'll talk about it later.
Okay. Cool.
But
Cool.
besides all that, when I was coming back to town, I realized that well, obviously you all call me the doctor. I prefer to keep that identity separate from when I'm not in my mask.
All right.
Just refer to me as Mr. Rose.
Mr. Rose.
It is my last name.
Don't think I've ever called anyone Mister before, aside from when I didn't really mean it. So you're just going to be Rose for me. Sorry.
Oh well.
It's
only for when I'm not in my usual outfit.
Just
Okay.
out of curiosity, have you given any thought to the fact that your last name is Rose and your birthmark is also, maybe possibly connected?
To be fair, I was told the last name was given to me as I was orphaned. I didn't have a last name.
Mm.
And they just gave me the last name Rose because of my birthmark.
Well, that would make sense.
No, I was just left on the island. Didn't have a note or anything, as far as I'm aware. But I guess I can't find out now.
We can always just talk to our tiefling friend again.
I doubt she'll give me their straight answer or leave
I-
even an answer to that
Yeah.
question specifically.
True.
Divination magics don't work the way you want them to most of the time.
Yeah.
They'll show you what you're meant to be shown. From my own understanding, at least.
You know more about magic than I do, so I'll take your word for it.
Yes. Oh, and just to clear up an area, the only reason I hadn't told you my name is because like I said, keep the identity separate. I practice necromancy, not the most accepted form of magic.
No.
So-
It makes sense.
Yes, so my idea was if I ever got caught, I can just take the outfit off for a bit
It works.
and slip off to a different island.
Mm,
That was the plan,
Mr.
at least.
Rose. I'll have to get used to that. Mr. It's a weird word.
Well, besides Red, I think I'm the oldest here.
Are you calling me old?
You're a phoenix.
Fair.
Yes, we're calling you old.
He also kind of said the fact that he thinks he is the oldest one here, so which means that you're not. But if you want to be, have fun with that.
Said
That is your own doing.
You said except for.
No, he said-
Red.
Fair enough, but you
Right.
still kind of ignored that part. But clearly,
Hmm.
Hmm. Right. So, does this mean then that we can go into town? Or
I
we
think
should
it's a
still take shifts? Oh,
I think it's a trap.
Right.
To lure us into a false sense of security and make it that's easier to attack. Because I doubt anyone who isn't part of Price's little gang hasn't been given a descriptor of all of you.
yeah. Yeah.
So only if you have a disguise.
Correct. And to be honest, he looks to Eva. Well,
Does it count if you go from being a thing that goes bump in the night to not?
that's I'm not
Fairly
quite sure. I think you would pass technically.
I
You look
mean,
entirely different.
Different hair, different
Do-
ears, different teeth,
different eyes.
different.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know.
does
We'll
she
find out.
though?
I guess it's
Yes?
well,
I don't know, because when this is also in but also out of character, like, didn't you have blonde hair when Zahn met you?
for a disguise spell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
But
that doesn't
The
change.
But
guards.
the encounter last night was
Yeah.
when she was in her vampiric form. Black hair,
True.
fangs.
But
So the question is it enough of a shift going back and forth
Mhm.
between the two?
That's what the doctor's hinting at. He doesn't know if it is or not.
I think it would be safer for you and Cassandra to wear the disguise.
Well, maybe her.
Well, but I'm saying, like, so then she doesn't get
But-
caught or associated.
But yes,
Right.
when any of the four of you want to go into town, you have to be wearing one of
I'm
these
also
hats.
still very good at hiding in the shadows, so
Yeah.
they would have to look quite hard to see me in the first place.
Mm.
Not saying
I'm
it's
just-
impossible, because some people.
Right. I would still feel more comfortable if we waited for you to go into town without disguise after I have another diamond.
Which is
Mhm.
why Doc has the diamond dust.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
I'll go get it appraised. Right, with the jeweler that we went to be able to deal with this.
Oh, they would, most assuredly.
Well, I know where he is, so I'll go. I'll make a stop there.
I was gonna say you don't have to go out again today. Just
No, I
next
don't.
time you're
Right.
out,
Yes,
if you wouldn't mind.
probably tomorrow. I do need to get a couple
Yeah.
more things for the shop. If we're going to be staying here a bit longer, at least want to get it looking
Also,
nice.
better to limit trips in and out, because if they start to piece things together, you are not going repeatedly back and forward the same day. Therefore, they do not realize who you are.
Mhm.
Right.
Also, if the Collins show up while I am here, let me know, or my scouts, or any of the families, so I can put it on my outfit,
Will do.
Right.
because they have not seen me without it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One question, Doc.
Yes,
Did you get food?
yes, of course.
Good.
He's been putting
Years.
Drax just goes, that's what
most of the time.
groceries are called before it's cooked.
Her stomach grumbles. We sat down. We didn't put the grocery.
He said he put the groceries away.
He was
And
going
then he just
to.
pushes a cup of coffee over. It's
I
like,
spent
you know
like-
what? Just
I feel
drink
like-
that.
Coffee on
what
empty
was it?
stomachs is gonna be great.
Yeah, I spent like 5 silver on groceries or food stuff. So,
Oh yeah, you got great groceries.
so Doc will begin making dinner for everyone then,
Okay.
or
Yeah.
I guess it would be lunch.
It would be lunch.
It'd be a
Dinner?
late lunch, early dinner.
Yeah.
Dinner.
That sounds
Supper.
so wrong.
So yeah, so Doc will start making a meal for everyone.
Okay.
The real question is, how do we want to go about nailing down price if we can't get too
Back
clever?
onto the island. Right.
Well, I have a new friend that can help at least, but it's not the most stealthy.
Mm. Oh,
We've done psychological terror before. It's always an option.
I have
That-
always, I have been wanting him to go around screaming, "Where is Price?"
All right.
Jack just looks over. It's just like, we add that in with our normal routine, right? And he's looking directly at Eva.
Partially. It's not as effective when you're blonde, I promise.
I believe
You
they
saw
actually
that-
wouldn't expect it as much if it was.
You still have that other form you can transform into, correct?
The form of dread, yes. But as it just pulls the shadows around and makes me look, twice as tall and 4 times as long. Still
That's
blonde.
That's what she said. Sorry.
Blonde
can't
hair at
help
that
it.
point doesn't matter, in my opinion. Most people are. Your disfigurement would be terrifying enough for them.
Do we want to terrify the guards away from the guard station to see if we can get in there and steal from them?
Well, I doubt it would have that effect, and it will be very long, anyways.
You
It's a
could
guard
always take
station.
advantage of the opportunity. They're going to have to move or shift operations at least somewhat, with the warehouse being partially destroyed.
Mostly destroyed.
Right.
Well, I
So-
imagine all we did was disrupt their storage, not their actual business.
Right, but they're going to have to move the storage to another location, which they haven't really probably had time to look around and make sure is secure yet. So they're more vulnerable right now, right?
Drakix, where would you go?
I would probably go if I did actually have a base of operations to the dock, which was found. If this was me doing all this, town is not the safest bet. The fields is too open. Maybe the other side of the island.
Or the sewers.
The sewers, but I wouldn't go with the sewers really, because as you think about it, if they realize that the docks as well as the city are close enough, then the sewers would be the best bet. So therefore, I would pick somewhere far enough away where I am not going to be thought to be there in order to be there, which would mean the other side of the island.
The other side from Faydrift is the quarries, isn't it? Where we met up with you at the dock on the other side.
Yes, I
Or
would
we-
definitely go into the quarries because those tunnels are long. You could hide almost anything there.
Well, there is the castle mines, but I doubt they had. Well, when we were there, there was no guards, just miners.
Well, personally, easiest way to get around, you dress as what you see.
Plus, Price has to operate out of a restricted area, basically. Like he doesn't have jurisdiction outside of his area.
Once again, you dress up as what you see, therefore no one needs to know what you're doing. So if it was me, I would have everyone of my crew dress up as miners as they go to work over there.
Right.
Drakix, I have actually I have a player question first. Has Drakix ever used locate object?
Yes.
Does Doc know you used it?
Yes.
I couldn't remember if you told him that's how you found him.
No, that's not. No, yeah. No, I told him.
Okay. You gotta go look at the two people who got away.
Could try.
At the very least, the Black Blade. That specific one. Or we can just use it to find all the Black Blades and narrow it down from there.
Maybe.
That would be a way of doing it. Usually use the radar effectively.
Well, the only thing is, if there is within the mines, if there is, well, I should be able to. I should, in theory.
Then I think you should take a hat, go to town, and just use the spell a few times. Looking for Black Blades. And don't go to them, just know where they are.
It is possible that going to a large concentration of them could end us right in the belly of the Thieves Guild that moved in.
This is true. But we do have suspicions. I believe we have hold on. I believe we have suspicions that Price is involved with that guild.
I do.
I'm just saying. That's why you don't go in there.
Yeah.
At least not without backup.
Don't
Right.
go in.
Oh, of course. I
No,
already
but-
learned my lesson one time. I don't need to do it again.
Really?
You mean the third time?
Right.
We don't talk about the second time.
Mm. Who knows if there's more before that we just don't know about because he happened to luckily escape.
We've only known you for 3 months.
Mm.
And even
He
then,
just
they were
when
gone for a
Red
month.
says that, he just sits like this, like la 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 la. No idea what you're talking about. That
Mm.
makes sense.
I
And
know you too well.
For most of this conversation, Doc's back is to you as he is preparing
Uh-huh.
the food. Like he's getting ready to finish cooking it and all that.
I would like
So-
to get eyes on Price again as well. I don't need him bailing, leaving his goonies to do the work for him.
I left him a message actually back at the warehouse.
Oh, weird.
No, this was a written message.
Oh. Not the ghostly wails of death following him?
That's just a secondary.
Right.
This one was more directed to him.
Mm.
Well,
Only
in
he could
any
read it.
case, we need to make sure he doesn't leave the island. If he gets away, we can't follow him.
True.
I doubt he would leave the island.
It's a space of power. I don't think he's going anywhere.
He feels like he's in control right now still.
True.
We just took that control and turned it on its head, murdered half of the guard that were in that warehouse, and immolated the rest of them with a fireball. Everything that he knows has been turned on its head, and his quarry
But as far
are
as
at
he
large.
knows, as far as he knows, he's made us be run off because of it. We didn't succeed. People got away.
And has set a trap for us.
But
Mhm.
you also left a message saying that you're coming after him.
I did not specifically say that, but it was a message from Captain Galland, we'll say.
Regardless, if you spooked him, he can leave his lieutenant in command and run.
I believe we would find out if he left or not, so Roland would contact us.
Mm.
How do we know?
I'd imagine the target. He's of rank, therefore
Except
he would
Roland told us not to reach out. I don't think Roland will reach out to us either. Not until we have proof.
I imagine he'd reach out and let us know the mission's failed and Price has fled the island.
I don't know. We're wanted. He doesn't want to be connected with us.
Well,
Right.
technically we're not wanted. We're not even suspects according to this. And Doc throws the flyer on the table.
That's what the public knows. We can
Right.
assume that we're going to be killed on sight if they find us.
Does anybody look at the flyer?
Yeah, Red's looking at it.
It is a detailed reporter style story, obviously, of how a warehouse was raided by unknown individuals, and it has anywhere from, I'd say probably roughly, I unfortunately lost count. I think there was 22 bodies in that warehouse.
Something like that.
Sounds familiar. So it retells those 22 guards' lives lost. And it names every single one of them. Obituary style. Roll a d10.
Okay. 7.
7.
Yeah.
You pick a name at random. Sergeant Daniel Wright. Stern but fair leader, known for no-nonsense approach to training and dedication, maintaining discipline within the ranks. Known well and throughout for their great deeds for the city. Left behind a young daughter, which Daniel adored and doted on. His passing leaves her without a father figure. Mother unknown. Donations welcome at the temple. Do you read another name?
D10, yeah?
Yeah.
10.
Private William Johnson. Though their time was short within the ranks, a proud and dedicated soldier, known for strong presence of duty and unwavering commitment to serving the city. 2 aging parents who relied on William's support are left behind in his death. Donations accepted at the temple.
If anyone ever connects us with any of this, we will be crucified. Just so you're all aware.
No, there's no need. You get the feeling as you look through these names and pore over them. Some are a little more detailed than others, but about half of those were probably just guards doing a job they had no idea what they were guarding or protecting, just filling in a shift. Some of the other names, you look at them, you kind of see how short and small their lives are. And knowing your
Damn.
background, you could probably pick out those ones probably knew what they were doing. They left behind no one, or it just says not mentioned. And about 8 of the names don't have the finishing line of donations welcome at the temple.
Right. So half of these were innocent people. It looks like.
Let's go to break.
Let's-
Snack time. Snack time as you digest the information.
Oh, Eva's been aware of this from the moment we stepped foot in that place.
Doc doesn't care.
Thank you so much
Track.
for joining us for the
Track
first half. We're
you.
going to take a 10 to 15 minute break to run some ads, get those out of the way, and we're going to get our snacks ourselves. We'll be back, hang out, and we'll see you when we get back. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out during our snack break. We actually want to come back a few minutes early and just kind of chill and hang out because we don't get a chance to do it a ton. So I know we did it earlier, but to the anonymous person that gifted all those subs, we thank you very much. And to I'm not even going to try and say that. Oh, jeez.
He's
The
trying.
one that starts with a C.
Yep.
Megan's friend.
My friend.
How you say that?
Chacha Beth.
Chowchabe?
Yeah.
The snacks today, for me, I am actually going against my own poster child statement, and I am still full from dinner. Because literally, like 5 minutes before we went live, I was still eating and smashing food in my mouth because I was starving.
Okay.
So I didn't
well,
have a snack today. If I did, though, I did pick up white cheddar Cheez-Its, so I'd be having those if I had one.
Okay, so what did you have for dinner then?
For dinner, let me tell you guys something right here. If you are finding yourself in the need of a meal and you have a little bit of time for it, go grab yourself a 3-pound chuck roast. I don't care how many people you're feeding. Unless you're feeding more, at least get a 3-pound chuck roast. Slap that bad boy in a slow cooker. Throw on a packet of ranch seasoning, the dried stuff. A packet of au jus seasoning, again, the dried stuff. About 8 or 9 pepperoncini peppers. Half a stick of butter. Put it on low for 8 hours. And you will thank me. Serve it over mashed potatoes, and your entire body will feel like it's being wrapped in a warm blanket because it's delicious. And it's a very, like, it's not too heavy, but it's very filling. And man, it was good.
Can I just say that is the most US food that I've heard. Yeah, just throw some dried ranch on it.
Well, it's delicious. Deal
Mhm.
with it. America.
Mhm.
Mhm.
America.
We're going to freedom the shit out of your cholesterol.
You will die of a heart attack, and we will be
Fun.
happy.
Happy about
Yes.
it. What are you having?
Pork buns.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Sounds delicious.
It is my dinner. I have yet to eat today. So
Mm. What you got there, Doc? What are you brewing up?
I have my coffee.
I also have coffee, but this coffee is from this morning, so this is gonna be awful.
I have my patented Giants mug.
That's rough.
Don't think I can show too much on camera, but this is a regular Coke can next to my mug.
Jeez, that's a big boy.
So, just to give you perspective, this is the third time today I've refilled this mug. And it's done one full pot of coffee.
Jeez.
You also have to remember Rot's like 6'6", so
Yeah, that's
caffeine
true.
doesn't affect in the same way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
God, my back itches. Where am
High
I?
tolerance to caffeine here.
I got this as a Christmas present, y'all, and I gotta tell you, as a man who is a tall man, also, this thing is great to scratch your back with.
Door frames are still better, in my experience.
Door frames are handy.
yes.
Or just go out
David,
in the...
did you have a snack today, David?
Popcorn.
No, that's right. You had it during. You were opening the bag when we went live.
Yep.
Fred, do you have your usual popcorn?
No, I had water today.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You need to go pop
The world is
popcorn real
ending.
quick.
No,
The
I
world's
wasn't
ending.
hungry.
And Miss Mintwolf.
Kinder chocolate minis because I'm a fat kid.
Ooh, that sounds
I love
good.
Kinder as a brand because it's
Yeah.
amazing.
True, very true.
Best chocolate in my
Ooh.
opinion.
Nice.
Karasu has a cherry coke and honey whiskey.
Interesting combination.
That actually
Yeah.
sounds really good.
It's good. I've had it before. It's good.
Water is not a popcorn flavor.
I'll
by
tell
the
you what's
way.
really good. Especially, hey,
Hey.
thank you, anonymous gifter. We appreciate you. Let me see
Nice.
here. I'm thinking, a really good like winter drink if you indulge in a beverage. If you don't, that's fine. But I'm just saying, when I come to enjoy, it is cinnamon whiskey. I will not name the brand, but everyone here knows it because it's the wizard's favorite spell, and Reds.
I said
But I didn't ask how big the room was. I'm not finishing that. But anyways, you get some of that and you heat it up in just like a pot, get it pretty warm, and then I'm sorry, all the way around. You get apple cider. You heat that up. Then you pour in your cinnamon whiskey to kind of bring the flavor in, and it's delicious. It's
He
called
sounds like something.
You know
I
what's
read.
better though?
What's better?
Just a little warm shot of apple pie moonshine.
Mm.
Delicious.
That
So
sounds really
good.
Okay, I'm
We'll
gonna
have a
scratch
shot
it
where
back
you can have a
again,
full
and then we're
mason
gonna
jar.
get back to it.
Okay, okay, not like at one time, bud. Trust
I
me.
have a
No.
cousin. I hook you up with it.
I will take it. But so I went to visit Miss Red here last year and I got a mason jar of tangerine moonshine with like actual tangerines in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it was so potent. Like
Meg.
Was it more or less potent than what I brought?
more.
Okay.
Like yeah, like one no, actually
no,
I
your
would have to have
tangerines are
two.
more potent, yeah.
Two to compare to what you brought.
Okay.
If I have enough leeway, whenever I get to come up and meet all of you, I
Yes.
will
Mhm.
bring some homebrew Georgian with moonshine.
I was gonna say
I
you're
Fuck yeah.
live within 30
Tennessee,
minutes
Kentucky.
of 2
Yeah.
distilleries.
Mhm.
We know what's up.
Yeah.
All right.
This
Yeah.
is our home.
You guys ready?
Yeah,
Mhm. Yes.
but
Red.
Hmm.
As you contemplate the actions of yourself and the party over the last 24 hours, I believe you were going to say something before I cut us for break.
it was.
Feel free to pick right up.
I have sort of an existential question. You know, in the grand scheme of things, we already know that the souls of elves or something like that are sustaining weave tech, magic, and whatever else. Is our end game to free the souls of the elves? Or are we concerned about the islands falling?
Before I would say free the elves, I say find the alternative first.
Right.
Because it's magic. There's always a way around it.
Well, that's good to know.
I say, similar to a tank of air, we just slowly release the valve, that way the air escapes, which is just them slowly waking up, so that way everything just settles on its own.
Right.
The problem I would have with that is the logistics of that for one. Introducing
Listen,
a
you did
race.
not ask me what the logistics are, you just asked me for an option. I'm giving you the option, same way that I have seen people just go, I do not care for how large the room is, I want to burn it all to hell.
Everyone looks at Red.
Red just
Drac was
glowers at
trying not
everyone.
to. Drac is just looking away as he says it.
You just look away.
Right, so anyone else have any opinions on the elf situation?
No, that's everything I have.
Brandon,
Yeah.
Yes.
out of character,
Yes.
does Zahn know that the things that she is searching for, are they part of anything that would help this situation?
So Zahn has been brought into the nature of what keeps the islands afloat, correct?
Yes, she was there
was
that
there when-
first.
Yeah,
I
she
thought
was
so.
there
I
when
just
we
wanted to
first
double check.
discovered it.
Mhm.
I just wanted to really double
Yeah.
check.
It's
Yeah.
really Dragix who we filled in on, but Dragix found out why he was in Reese. Anyways.
I would say, given the wording of the journey you were placed on,
Yes.
you believe that it's much less in a physical sense of reclaiming something
Mhm.
and more of a broader general term for go out and know the world.
Okay.
Basically, when correct me if I'm wrong, because you wrote your backstory,
Mhm.
but your tribe would be heavily invested in word of mouth stories, generational
Yeah.
storytelling, generational knowledge.
Yes.
So even though you were told go out and seek the heart of the lands and bring back the earth, the dirt of which it lies,
Hmm.
there's many ways it could be interpreted. One of them
Yeah.
could be find the stories that lie at the earth or
Yeah.
lie at the core, things like
Yeah.
that.
Or
So-
the literal
Or the
heart
literal
of the earth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It could go either way for her. Yeah. Okay.
It really could, yes. So I would
Okay.
say you would still be unsure, but it would be a little more clear as far as, well, if it's at least bring back the knowledge, I
Yeah.
unfortunately have been burdened with knowing what's keeping railways afloat, what's keeping people alive, what's keeping magic influence,
Yeah.
what's keeping islands floating, what's keeping cloud ships in the fucking sky.
Yeah.
You've been burdened with this knowledge. Now I don't know how the rest of the party feels about that. That's something you can role play on your own, but I would say for Zahn, it probably feels like a burden.
Hmm. Okay.
Again, your character,
Noted.
your choices, your storytelling,
Yeah.
but just from what I've learned of your character, I feel like it'll be a little more of a fuck, I think I wish I was still ignorant.
Yeah. Yeah.
The rest
No,
of
she
you
has-
as a party can digest and divulge that information as you see fit, but just remember, it is there.
You have opinions over there, tall and ragey?
Tall and ragey.
Right.
Better than bless you.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
You
I
only know it's
mean-
going to last 5 minutes.
What you just I mean, of course I want to help those that are being used to keep this basically rock afloat, but considering how many people that it's affecting, like, what are you gonna do? It's gonna stop all the trains. It's gonna stop all the airships. You need to find an alternative source that isn't using souls and bodies and people and right?
Okay, so we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
So I had a memory return while I was outside talking to Eva.
Hmm.
Well, a memory kind of clarify. It was the same thing as what was on the paper. The box, the room, the veins of gold, the person with the book. And the box that appears to be constraining my powers is being used in the same way as the souls of the elves.
The same way the elves are, or being
Used as
So-
a battery.
used as a battery. So you're not powering an island right now.
Oh, my powers are locked somewhere that are. Otherwise, they would have
Got
come
it.
back.
So therefore, she's a fragment of who she is, and the rest of her is currently locked in a closet somewhere, waiting to be let out for the world to know that she is flaming. Got it.
Certainly have a way with words, Drake.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
I suspect that if we find a way into the temple below Loomshire and open it, we'll be able to deal with some of it. But that does pose the question of what happens when I get them back, if they're being used to keep the islands afloat.
I believe that's more of a question of, is it you keeping the islands afloat, or is it the elves?
Right.
Because I doubt it's both. Because if it's both, it would make sense, right?
So
Unless, of
either
course,
I'm
her
powering
power
all
is
these
the
tech,
main It could also be this as a random thought.
Then there
Right.
would
Now
be multiple
knowing
boxes,
that.
wouldn't there?
Well, let's put it this way. The Phoenix is said to be immortal, correct? Now, if you consider that to be the main power source, it might be failing due to the fact that the Phoenix is supposed to go through a rebirth cycle. Is that not correct? Therefore, if, as a possibility, the Phoenix's body was like her soul, her mind was pulled from her body, and that keeps on getting reborn, but the body is not. Therefore, wouldn't eventually the body need to be reborn, and therefore there's losing energy? And that is the reason why the elves are being used as a supplement to that near limitless battery?
Possible, but didn't the elves disappear around the same time as the islands went afloat? It would follow logic that they had to be used right at that time, because that's the time that they left. Lack of better words.
There's a lot of information we don't know about that time period. We don't know what was happening, what
Mhm.
were the reasons for all this to be done in the first place. There's also the possibility that your power is not powering islands or is a main power source, is being used for someone's personal power.
True, that's also possible.
And if it's being used for someone's personal power, well, I'm going to pose a question. You can think on it for as long as it takes at this point. There's no need for an answer. If it is being used by someone for personal power, would you be okay with it being used as a way to replace the elves?
That I won't be able to give you any sort of a swift answer for. I'd love to find a different alternative.
Obviously. I'm not saying that's going to be our answer. I'm just keep saying that it's something to think on.
Right.
Also, educated guesses here. It's tied to your powers of immortality. It might just make you mortal if you do this. Then that's not a decision I could tell you to make in a day or two.
Well,
Personally, I
Well-
wouldn't care.
It's up
Right.
to you. But I do think there's more. There's got to be more than just those two as options for power at this point. Maybe something in the different planes has something we can use. We already used the plane of water for our water sources, plane of earth for our rocks and gems.
so perhaps plane of air to keep the
Uh,
islands up.
maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I know. I don't know enough about the plane of air to, give you an answer to that.
Right.
It probably smells like a giant fart. Anyway, moving on.
Only in your mind, Drac.
But
Nobody wants to go in there.
But there
Nobody
are more,
ever wants to go in there.
There are more planes than the elemental planes out there, so there's bound to be a source of power we can pull from.
As you
Right.
hear the doctor say these words, you do remember that in the few rare instances that weather has occurred on the cloud ocean, it was usually because there was an unnatural rift between an elemental plane of air somewhere just beneath the cloud ocean. Because you do know they exist. All these clouds and things had to come from somewhere.
He was probably drinking his coffee at that moment
Yeah.
and just slowly puts it down and just, son of a cloud shark's uncle. Okay.
What?
He's right. The clouds all come from the elemental plane of air. The reason why there is random, as we tend to call it, cloud storms, is because a rift between the realm and ours tends to have an issue or goes chaotic or nobody really knows why. It just randomly decides to say fuck you to this ship in particular, causes a storm, and yeah.
But there are
Right.
more. There are also more, like I said, more planes than the elementals out there. So the abyssal
So-
plane, for example, I wouldn't want to pull power from that. But
Yes, but the rifts from that usually cause those storms are underneath the clouds.
yes, the elemental planes have a weaker barrier between the physical realm right now.
Yeah. So there's that.
This is all pure speculation at this point because
Hmm.
we don't know precisely what my powers are being used.
We know shit from shit. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But we know they're being channeled into something.
And the thing is, I'm sure the ideas I'm throwing right now, I would hope they've been thought of before.
Right.
So there must be a reason why they haven't worked before.
Well,
Maybe they were missing something.
It's possible, but you know, unless I'm able to get into the research, I couldn't give you an answer to that. And I'm sure that research is very well kept locked down.
probably. I half wanted to ask.
Probably
when
inside
we
the
were-
castle.
Yeah, I half wanted to ask when we were there about phoenixes, but
Well, your box is at the is under the city guard right now, or the castle
Right.
guard.
I want to get that back eventually.
If we get this stuff price wrapped up, might be able to see if Roland can let us see it at the very least.
Right. Well, priorities being what they are, though. Price first.
Yes. I still think Drakic's going to town tomorrow, maybe, disguised, and just locating all the different places around town that have concentrations of black blades would be a good idea. At least narrows down our search. Instead of the entire city, we have certain areas.
How long does this thing actually work as he pokes at the hat?
Well, Amos told me that it's simply you put it on, and Doc will put it on. I forget. This guy's are tunes, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
You simply must attune to the item, and after you're attuned, basically at will, I can change my appearance. I can make it where the hat isn't physically there. You just see my head, and or I can be completely cloaked in shadow, or I can be Eva.
Don't do
Okay.
that.
But just to be sure, so I understand.
Well, I wouldn't have said Zon, but she's a little too tall.
How long does the actual form last in between?
An hour?
The spell lasts an hour. Let me double check the item,
I
see if
think
it rewards it.
I can't remember. It's been forever since I used one.
Zon takes one of the hats, like subtly, and puts it on. And she turns herself into Big Buff Red.
You have to
Nothing happens.
attune to it
You
first.
think about turning into Big Buff Red?
Yep.
Nothing happens.
Mm-hmm. And it can also make you a foot taller or a foot shorter.
Even taller Big Buff Red. It's fine.
So looking at this, the way the item is worded, it
Mhm.
just casts a spell at will. So it lasts for an hour.
Yeah, but it can be used infinite amount of times, so
Yes.
you can re-up
So
it.
just every 50 minutes, duck into an alleyway, or because it does have
That's-
purple and somatic components.
That's the reason why he's just like, I need to know specifics in order to do this job correctly. Because if not, I'm gonna fuck up somehow.
Yeah, Doc would explain that. Simply every 50 minutes or 55 minutes, however close you want to count it, just go somewhere discreet, recast it, and reactivate it. And you're good for another 50 minutes or however long you want to wait. Up to an hour, obviously. It's a bit tedious, but it's the best we got right now.
Better to be tedious and careful than not and end up on the chopping block.
Agreed.
Because nobody wants dragon stew.
You know, Dragonborn stew, probably not. That would just be wrong. But like dragon stew, that kind of sounds good, actually.
All right, I was trying to make myself sound a little more important than I am. Can you just run with that thought process? I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know, the moment's been ruined.
No
It's
soup.
fine.
Yep. No soup.
It's
Okay.
fine. The moment's been ruined.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's, I guess, our best plan for tomorrow. Let's just have some meals and rest for the rest of the day, because it's been quite an active week.
Yeah. Yeah. Should somebody else magical go with him? You know, tag team.
Well, we have
Nobody
two
gets.
hats, and
Yeah.
I can go as I am now.
Yes.
So 3 at a time. Until we
Mhm.
know for sure whether or not it's safe for Eva, for example, not to have the hat.
Yeah. I mean, Eva, if you want to pop by home, check in on Cassandra, that might be
Right, you should have
good.
used the other hat.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate it, but I don't need to be home to check on her because she taps her head.
Yeah, but that's also different from, you know,
Being in person.
being in person, being able
Oh,
to
I
hug your
understand.
child.
Believe me, I want nothing more, but I also need both of us to be safe, and I don't need any attention being sent her way.
True. Plus, visiting her, they're going to expect you to do that.
If they know who Eva is. They don't have our names. We never said our names. Well, Red, you might be recognized on sight, but
Right.
you have more of a reputation with the garden than you must do.
I do, that's right.
I will say, you guys are also welcome to check in on her. She knows you. And without your
Well-
disguises, especially.
Well, Doctor gestures to himself. Maybe not me. She might recognize my voice, but she's not seeing me without my mask or outfit.
So I guess I'm going into town.
What I would suggest.
All right. She will keep the hat with her.
I would not
Back of
suggest
her
the two of
mind.
us heavy hitters go in at the same time.
Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not going to say no if that's what everybody wants.
No, I mean,
You're the one with the spell.
yeah, I can just stagger and go do other things.
Well,
Probably
it's
be
more of
expecting
the.
us in a group of 5 as well.
True.
Well, it's also the fact is that if they realize who we are, know about here, and if, let's just say, hoping not, knocks on the table very gently with like barely his claw, just in case it decides to just revolt and break in pieces at the moment. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what the table's going to do. It may just do that.
It just implodes.
Hmm.
He just lightly taps on it, just goes, I would rather make sure of the fact that at least either
Does
myself...
19 hit you?
It matches.
I'm kidding.
I know.
As the mimic bites your finger.
He would just look directly at Doc like, Doc, can you please make sure you actually feed your damn pets? Anyway,
Shot
as it stands right now, if they know who we are and are just playing the long game, and then they expect us to do something like this, because, no, honestly, if it's me, I would actually have about 18 different contingency plans regarding this, trying to figure out who you are. And when I figure out who you are, what you could do, how you can do it, and go from there, and have, like I said, different ways to get around and make sure. I would rather have either myself or Zahn here as a precaution. This way, there's one less thing to worry about. If it comes down to
And
that.
myself.
Well,
Yes, you burn yourself, but then if they were to somehow beat the crap out of you physically before you could even really do much damage to them, what happens then?
Burn themselves when they touch me. Plus, just stand there. They're gonna bust into the house and we're just gonna be unawares. There's a lock. I mean, not that it will hold them for long, but still.
Listen, I could, if I don't use my Thunderbolt, I can just bamf myself into a room if I want to. Well, there's going to be a sonic boom when I do that, but that's beside the point. You know, there's many other ways of entering a building without the key.
Might I point out that it was you who we went to rescue?
Okay, look, I think what he's trying to say is that, like, you know, every tiny person needs a giant friend. And so, like, we want to look out for, like, you're not as muscular as us. You're
Don't
not as
listen to
muscular
me.
as
I don't
us.
know what I'm talking about. It's fine. He's just going to finish his coffee.
Okay. She looks at Red. You have magic. Absolutely. I get that. What happens when there's, like, the weird magic thing, then you can't cast the magics? What happens then? I'd rather be someone there that doesn't have to rely on magic to, you know, be there to help. And the same goes for, you know, if one of us somehow happens to, you know, lose all of our muscle tone over, I don't know what happens, you would be there to help us.
actually know the spell to do that.
If I get stuck in
I
something,
didn't
I
want
would
to know
rather
that.
one of you be there to help me out. If I can't move, I would rather one of you be there to help me out. If me and Zahn are stuck not being able to move, there's only one of you to help us. That's a bit of a problem. If you guys are stuck in the same position and we can at least speed up on people, try to make them unconscious, that works because it helps us actually make sure the fact that you can move. I'm just saying that's a possibility, not the fact that I'm hoping for. Just
can
saying
also
that if
do
I'm finding
this-
things, I would do this.
We can also do this in shifts. We don't all have to do it all at once.
Exactly. We
Let
take this slow.
Drac go out first with one of us, and then when he comes back, we'll send Zun out with someone.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going out tomorrow anyways to get the Diamond Dust done.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go with Drax tomorrow.
Cool.
Probably won't take all day.
I doubt
So,
it.
right. So then
We're
we
just going
could,
to confirm locations.
right. We could still get everything done tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. We could.
Mhm.
So,
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to accomplish tonight?
Doc is going to work in his workshop actually and back.
Zahn, do you keep the hat on? How long do you keep the hat on?
no, she took it off.
Okay.
She will do it before bed.
Doc will hand his hat to Drakix, the one he was holding.
Okay.
Yeah, Drac would do it at that time too.
Okay. Zahn, you watch as Drakix play solitaire with himself and wears the hat for an hour. And then you watch Drakix. What do you do as soon as you feel you have this link to this magical item?
Drac is probably not even paying attention to the hat, and this is going to be subconscious.
Okay.
He's going to turn into his old captain.
You watch as Drakix form shifts. How tall is Drakix?
Drac is 6.5, I think I had him at.
6'6".
1 second. 6'8".
You watch as his physical form. How low can you go? A
Up
foot?
down to a foot,
But yeah.
unless you're a
So-
furball.
You see him go down to about 6 foot tall, 5'11", 6 foot. He has this kind of salt and pepper black hair, short on the sides, semi slicked back on top, but maybe like one or two bangs kind of leaning down to the eyes. He has this very finely trimmed mustache, but a scraggly beard. It's interesting to see that. His muscle tone becomes defined more so than obviously with the dragonborn form. It's kind of hard to tell because there's a lot of scales. In this weird human shape he seems taking on, he's definitely a toned, muscular individual who is wearing plain tunic, probably very heavy motifs of things you can find near like the beaches and the end of islands, various crustaceans, seashells, simple clothing, but also well made, weathered. Who else would be in the kitchen area when this happens?
I don't know. Are we still
What were you
talking?
guys? What were you two up to?
We're going to pass the talk now. We're just the rest of the day.
Okay.
No.
Eva?
That's a good question.
Okay.
She would probably actually still try and look into those papers, even though she didn't find anything necessarily when
Yeah.
she looked them over.
Okay.
She's just like boring her eyes into them, trying to
Yeah.
see.
Where do you study?
She will take the ledger, the one that had all the baked goods in it,
Mm-hmm.
and not necessarily try and decode anything, but see if she can find a pattern in the entries.
Okay. Oh, that's what. One moment, please.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did you mean to send it to me? You're there.
Who?
Who? What? Where? Huh?
Sorry, guys, technical difficulties.
I'm looking at you.
I was like, huh?
Good.
We'll have to figure that out afterwards. Because I don't know what the issue is. You're there as far as what I can tell.
Okie dokie.
So we'll do that afterwards.
Yes.
Where would you be studying all of this, Eva?
Have we moved the documents at all? Or are they still just in that common
There's-
kitchen area?
There's still a study room.
I'll take them there.
Okay. And Reg, you said you're hanging out in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if that's the case, then Red definitely would, because we
Yeah.
were in the kitchen doing this. So yeah.
Oh, Eva would end up
Well-
over here.
I haven't seen that face for a few decades.
What? Huh? What? Who? Huh?
Look at your hands.
Important.
Yeah,
Do I notice the difference? Because I'm under.
you do. It's interesting as you look down. It's like you know how you can like change the transparency of like a picture to like 50%?
Yeah.
It's like that. You can see your Dragonborn hands, but you also see a much smaller, almost like an overlay of human hands. With very familiar rope burns upon the palms.
All you see is just him like. Nope, that's finger. That's finger.
Mm.
That's
So,
spirit hand.
looks like you're linked to the hat now.
Who do I look like?
And Breeze.
Well, shit.
Right. Again, seen that face for a few decades. Why?
Probably because the fact the first thought I have is usually when I get lost in thought is, what would he do? And yeah, I guess that's what happened.
Oh.
Anyway, how do I cancel this? I want to go back to normal. This is weird. And he just starts thinking about himself. He's
Turn
just
back
like,
to yourself.
okay, no more hazy nonsense. All right, that's a little bit weird. Definitely not looking at myself whenever I do that again. Okay.
So you can turn into anybody who you think of?
He just looks over at Zahn and just starts to grin. And then immediately,
How tall is Zahn?
6'6", so it's not that much of a difference. Yeah.
You're looking in a mirror.
She's like, is that really what I look like?
and he starts to voice back. Like, as she starts to talk, he starts to talk back towards her, trying to see if he can actually play off the voice as well.
Hold on. Magic isn't
Hold
her
on.
thing. She punches him in the face. It freaks her out. She just
Roll
bam.
ahead. I doubt
Sorry,
you're
not
expecting it, so roll the advantage.
He's
That's
not
all that's right.
expecting. The moment that he starts seeing the fist come at him, he's gonna also throw his
25.
fist at her. That's definitely gonna hit, though.
That's 6 points of damage.
As you get fucking rocked.
And
Pretty
she's just like,
sure your jaw got broke.
Red
it's not
is
the first time,
back
so therefore
away.
his jaw kind of like goes like, and then all you hear is just crunk.
That's on.
Yeah.
As on.
Nothing with the illusion changed. It looked perfect.
yeah. Right. Sorry.
And-
That.
It's fine. I deserve that. And he immediately thinks that he's himself again.
Right. That was.
Turn back to yourself.
Ah, that actually helped. There was like a slight pain. I think
Yeah.
one of my. You actually realigned everything. I appreciate that.
Oh,
Thank you.
good. Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Do you put the
Interesting.
hat on?
Yes.
He at this moment in time just leaves the hat on, but he just does not think about anybody else. He's just like, I don't want to deal with that anymore. My jaw definitely hurts on the other side. Ow. But yeah, at least I know it works properly.
Mm. It does.
Now, who do I determine to be tomorrow? And he just thinks
Yeah.
of every single person he's ever
Flicker,
seen.
flicker.
That's the worst part. It's just like as you see it, you just see like a rainbow of people coming through, from lizard folk to like
Tiefling.
You're just watching
Tieflings.
Drac. It's just woof, 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 woof,
Yeah.
woof, 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 woof.
Mm.
And it's like it doesn't even transition back to him. It just transitions to everything. You see like a green dragonborn, a goblin, which for some odd reason is just like almost 6 feet tall, but you can tell he's supposed to be smaller than
He can
that.
be 5'8".
Yeah,
You get a
Yeah.
foot difference.
yeah, but still, it's still supposed to be like
Yeah.
that's supposed to be really small. What the? And then he just continues going through. And he's like, okay, and then eventually just sits. I'm like, I think I know how I'm going to go be with tomorrow. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Zahn will sit with the hat then.
Okay. After about an hour of sitting with the
Yes.
hat, you feel this tingling sensation crawl up your spine as you suddenly feel that if you focus hard enough, you could turn into something else. Somebody else. Different clothing, skin color, hair, everything. You could appear as somebody else.
She looks over to Drax. She's going to turn into a tailless Drax.
You feel the magic wash over your body. And Drakic, you look it over and you see a tailless version of you.
He just looks over and just goes,
She's just kind of going like
That
this,
is-
like there's no.
you're
What?
not as good looking. No.
She's gonna like. She thinks about it. She grins, and she just like makes everything like just slightly more defined and does like a pose, like a muscle pose. You sure?
I am very sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have the best feature of all. Because look at this. And he just looks at her, hands on the table, and just whacks her with his tail.
Does he need to roll to hit?
No, she takes it. She's like, I deserve that. Just
You
like,
take 1 point of damage.
oh no.
It's like it wasn't even he wasn't even trying to hit her hard. It is just the concept of I need no hands to whack you.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. This is weird. I feel tingly all over and I don't like it. Mm-mm.
Yes, that's what it typically is like. No worries, you're fine. Eventually you'll be used to it. And maybe we can
Oh, I'm
find
sorry, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Because his modifiers for strength.
Yeah, I had to go check.
I was trying not to smack her that hard, you know?
Eh.
Like I said.
It's fine.
But anyway, besides the point.
It's not like it hurt.
I hit her for about as much as she hit me.
It's not like you hurt Zahn.
No. So he goes, well, maybe one day we'll find a way to make you cast magic. But here, you know what? I do have a way. He's gonna go and look for a cat. He's gonna look for a pot. He's gonna go
Pot?
here. Yes.
Not a
Pot.
pot.
And he's gonna go over and just goes, here. I
Sure.
bequeath upon you magic. You may now cast iron.
Cast iron.
She just
Smacked him in the shoulder. Just.
No. I did it in all honesty just to get that reaction out of Brandon. I'm good.
oh, he's rolling dice. He's rolling dice.
Everyone takes 4 points of psychic damage.
not
I'm
fair.
resistant. Oh my gosh.
That was
Damn.
beautiful. Not gonna lie.
That was
Wow.
great. Glorious.
You have a DM Bane.
Oh.
Kells has said, no, you will not
No.
damage him for that.
Is there anything else you guys want to accomplish before we go to the next day?
Doc is setting up his little workshop in the shed.
Okay, what are you up to?
Placing all the blood vials, cleaning them out.
Mhm.
except for the black blood, because don't want like spreading anywhere.
Mhm.
Getting it set up to do some more experimenting on it.
Okay. Anything particularly you want to accomplish tonight, or just general?
Well, I imagine it wouldn't take him so long to set up the station. So you have to start with him. He has got new blood for everyone else, because I'm sure the blood's dried, regardless of how much he's done, because it's been too long. So he's going to start with himself.
Okay.
Empty some blood of his into a vial, mix it with the black blood, just to make sure it still has a distilling effect.
Yeah. You get the effect you expected to be there.
And then he's going to dip the black blade into it.
Drinks it right up.
That's how he cleans it from now on. Actually, I'm going to dip the black blade into the black blood.
It absorbs it.
Interesting. I'll make sure he doesn't get all of it, because I still need some of it.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Sure. It gets all of it. I rolled a 4 total.
He gets all of it. You're like, that's way too fast. And
Yeah.
it's gone.
Hills
Brings
is
up an
saying
interesting
odd or
point.
evens, party or chat.
Oh, dear.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Odds.
Yeah. Always.
Because the odds are never in our favor.
Mhm.
Yeah. Agreed.
Ooh. Thank
Oh,
you.
nice.
Jeez. Thank you. We appreciate it very, very much. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Huge.
Yeah.
Really hard today. Oh, thanks. But getting back to it, unfortunately, you are not quick enough.
That's fine. But sparks an idea in Doc's head.
Yeah.
So, from Doc's understanding, stabbing someone with this applies black blood to someone, correct?
From your understanding and first-hand experience,
Mhm.
you know that there is a chance the person or the thing being stabbed does have a chance to resist it. But you also know with further damage, that chance decreases.
Mhm.
And that also with each piercing, it takes a little more.
Now, the new question is, could this be used to drain black blood and separate it? I need more testing. Or, we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
Doc, near the end of his time out there, hears a knock on the door. And in peers the face of Drackix.
Can I help you, Drackix?
You gonna be done soon?
So you don't have the actor feat, do you?
No. No, she does not.
Make a performance check.
Totally.
What's your roll?
It was so close to a 19, and it ended on a 1.
Natural 1.
That is a natural 1.
Here's the great part about this.
Mhm.
In your mind,
Yeah.
how does this go over?
In her mind, she's so confident. She's like walking like Drackix would, and she's like, oh yeah, peer in, just be like, what are you doing? Are you coming to bed? It's late. And meanwhile, it's like she just fumbles and she just loses it all, and then speaks in
No.
her normal voice.
No.
Oh,
In your mind, you speak and make a flawless accent.
oh yeah.
What you hear, Doctor, is, "Hey, you almost done?"
Doc's just gonna look at the same face I'm doing at her. You feeling okay? I have something you can drink for that hoarseness in your.
Oh yeah,
voice.
I just rough day, man. Yeah. Just
Can
this hat is doing weird things.
Second, she mentions the hat. I'm going to. I'm going to see if I can beat the DC for it.
Yeah, go ahead. I found out
It's-
very high because it's a magical item.
I don't remember what it is off the top of my head. Does it say?
I'll look for that.
Right.
You make the it's an
Is it insight?
investigation check.
Investigation. Okay.
Yeah. Whoopsies.
I think I fail, regardless what it is.
Dun, 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 dun.
That is also a natural one. We're doing great, you guys.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah. So one natural one for a
Against your
total
spell
of 9.
save. It says your spell save DC. What's your total?
9.
Mine?
Okay, that's the total. Zahn doesn't have a spell save DC.
No, it
Every
doesn't.
character technically has a spell save DC.
true. What?
Technically.
How do you
It-
configure a spell save DC?
So
I
say
would
DC
say-
is base 10 plus your
Eight.
modifier.
I would say because of the fact that one of the subclasses for Barbarian does actually specify what their DC is, it's supposed to be 10. It is 8
Eight
plus proficiency
plus
plus
proficiency.
con.
So it would be
If you
8
look
plus
at Wild
con.
Magic Barbarian, that's what it says the
Okay.
save is, and therefore I would go off of that.
What's your con modifier?
3, so it would be a total of 11. You just missed it.
Well, 8, 3
Plus
plus
your-
proficiency.
I'm not proficient though,
Oh, she's not. That's
right? I wouldn't be proficient because I don't cast magic
If
like
she
that.
was a- If she was a wild magic bard,
Yeah.
she would be
Yeah, yeah.
proficient.
Right.
So yeah, 11. Yeah.
Yep.
You're looking and you're like, that's definitely fucking tracking. What
Because
happened?
Yeah.
Was there something in the coffee? Did he? And you start like you have to rationalize this because you failed. So you're like,
Mhm.
he's had too much fucking coffee. I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen. It burned his
Yeah.
fucking throat finally.
Yeah, just make sure you're going to bed. If we're going into town, I'll be inside. And she's gonna turn around, and that's when he notices there's no tail.
No tail.
I just
No, no,
walks
no.
At this point, you're like, motherfucker.
And knowing who took the other hat,
yeah.
because I know who took the other hat.
Yeah, and there's just a quiet chuckle, thinking, "Oh yeah, totally pulled
Got
that
away
off,
with
man.
it.
Totally pulled it
You are
off.
completely convinced. Like, I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
magic user. I got this.
Fuck yeah, I can cast actual magic."
I was spiked. Dot's going to stay out there for another 4 hours into the night.
No.
Just reading his notes, going over everything. He's juggling everything he can at the same time.
Drax sleeping on the couch, not knowing any of this is going on.
Nope.
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 Red and Eva, what are you two up to?
Red has found Eva by this point. And
Eva is studying, and unfortunately, all of the attempts to gain more knowledge have been made, so you
I
aren't able
figured.
to decipher anything else. But I will say, on your own, you do figure out a part of the code. Just the part that's already discovered.
Yeah.
You're able to kind of see patterns, and you realize that, like, maybe, like, certain pastry ingredients refer to armor, while certain baked ingredients refer to weapons, while certain spices and organic materials like cinnamon and vanilla, things like that, they may refer to drugs or other illicit materials. You get, I would say, just to reiterate from the last time you guys made this check, you get a good sense of what was going in and going out. You just don't know where or from.
That's fine. I just don't have much else to do right now, so.
Yeah.
She's just gonna bore out her eyes for a couple of hours.
Okay.
Staring at paper.
Doc's updating all of his notes, going through this to-do list and checking off cure Eva.
Yep.
And eventually we'll go to sleep. But he'll sleep outside in the shed. Because I have a work table.
True.
Just the size of Drakics. So
Red, what are you up to?
She's legitimately like hanging out with Eva, maybe reading a book randomly.
Okay. As you sit there reading this book, you are unsure how to digest this new memory, this recent crack into what should be known to you, but unfortunately into the unknown. But with that comes other feelings, other sensations. You're not sure why, but the closest approximation I can give you as a GM is kind of how Drakix would feel when you get the call to the Cloud Ocean. Just something about the Cloud Ocean and being out there on the open seas of White Cloud is calling to you.
She's gonna sit with that for a bit.
All right. Doctor,
yes.
as you are toiling away in your shed and working, players, don't be alarmed. I'm going to play a soundbite.
Thanks for the warning.
Mm-hmm.
I am alarmed.
As you are toiling away and working in the shed, you hear
At the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and Doc will, kind of set down whatever he's doing and go to the door and slowly open it.
You open it, there's nobody there. But you hear familiar female voice. Come on now. Don't make dinner wait for you again.
Or I'm assuming I know which voice actually. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, head down, grinning to himself. Coming, dear, and we'll head on in.
Do you go into the building?
Yep.
You walk into the apothecary, and it is not the apothecary.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into your old house. Instantly, the smell of an incredible, all day long, over a slow, low wood fire roast, potatoes, vegetables, comes over your nostrils. You hear your daughter running and playing, jumping, saying, weekend meal was always a big deal around here. She runs to you, Dad's home, and gives you a hug.
I hug her and pick her up.
She's just as heavy as you remember.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're getting big, aren't you?
No, you're just getting short.
Maybe you're right. And I'll carry her over to the kitchen dining room.
Familiar area. Again, you see the wood stove off by itself. Maybe it was always interesting to you exactly how your wife knew exactly which pieces of log to put on there to keep a pretty low, consistent fire going. Whether it was winter, summer, she never kept the house too hot. Maybe in the winter a little warmer. In the summer, the windows could be opened. On this particular day, it is kind of a summerish day. All the windows are open. The smell of the fresh grass and the flowers in the area are coming through. Your wife's hair kind of up, pulled together with a quick knot of twine where you're like, that's my work twine.
Use this to stitch up people.
Also good for holding hair. And she kind of starts putting some plates together and sets it down.
There's many uses.
That certainly does. So, anything interesting today?
Make a couple rolls real quick on my own.
Sure.
Oh, nothing too interesting. Just the neighbors. One of the neighbors' sons got sick today. Came in for a little checkup. Nothing too serious. Just a bit of a sore red throat. Give him some medicine. Should be fine in a day or two.
Interesting use of your talents, seeing as our home is gone. And as she says that, you watch as the farthest upper corner of the house just cracks and is pulled away. Behind it is a harrowing, familiar landscape of distant purple mist and smoke clouds.
It may be gone, but I know who took it from me. I will
You always
help.
rested well with that mind of yours, didn't you?
You know I always tried.
Hopefully your trying doesn't turn into anything worse. You watch as another piece of the home and is just torn away.
If I have to become something worse to save you all, I will.
There's a look upon her face. Make an insight check.
My dice are cursed. Natural 1 for 7.
It's because you believed in fake Drax. That's why.
You can't discern it. You're not sure if it's disappointment,
Mhm.
rage, anger. You've seen your wife angry.
Yeah.
The two of you certainly had a healthy relationship of the entire spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure how to decipher this. But she doesn't answer you. She just stands. She walks away from the table and willingly walks to the corner that has been ripped asunder. And as she walks towards it, you watch in slow detail as her body is turned and ripped into ash. And you wake up. Hands crossed over a cold wooden desk, head upon your forearms, in the shed.
Doc will sit up, stretch a little bit, and just hand over his half of the face. And he'll pull out the card.
Okay. Your card has changed. From the top right-hand corner in a straight line diagonally to the bottom left-hand corner is a perfectly drawn thin line. As you're holding it, you can see what looks to be in that top left corner. That entire card is an incredibly well-made half of a family portrait. You can barely see your face, but clearly painted is the face of your wife and your daughter. You turn the card over to see the other side, and the paint job incredibly well blended to where now, as they're upside down, you look in the other half, you can see what looks to be the runes and the familiar slate gray surface of the stone sarcophagus. Upon the outer border, etched an infinite number of times, is a single word. In Nosh. Choose.
Doc would lay the card down on the desk in front of him and just cuff his head. Fine. My family may be gone. I know there is ways to bring him back, but clearly I could do more for someone else. So, and I believe my wife would hate me if I didn't at least try. I will pursue this truth of the elves.
The bottom half of the card fades slowly. And for the singlest, smallest moment, you swear the portrait of your wife and your daughter as they fade. They're smiling. Before it vanishes, leaving behind the entire card. No words, just the main symbol you saw etched into the stone sarcophagus.
Doc would just sit there and begin to cry.
Okay. We will end the session there. Good session, guys. Meg's over here.
How could she?
Oh,
It's my job.
You make your players cry.
There's a
I
reason
mean-
we're called Player Hater Gaming.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Mhm.
Why? Because fuck them. That's why.
Well, I've known there's choices coming from session 3 on.
I just it was so tragic.
The man's only been in mourning for 4 months, guys.
I just want to give him a hug and tell him it'll be okay. Terrible.
Well, to our lovely, lovely audience out there, thank you all so much for joining us, whether it's live on Twitch or post live on YouTube. We greatly appreciate all of your support. Come join our Discord, come say hi, share memes, talk life. We also got some great things coming your way. But until then, don't forget this Saturday, PSG plays, 1 p.m. Central. Our decision has been made to play.
Phasmophobia.
There it is, Phasmophobia.
Come
So-
watch us crap our pants, because it's gonna
Yes.
happen.
It's gonna happen.
Maybe. Who knows?
I get to mess with
We're gonna
everyone even
make
more.
we're gonna make a shit. What did we call him that he hated?
Mhm.
Fuck. What was that nickname you hated? Can't remember.
Tio.
Tio. We're gonna make Tio wear a diaper. But until then, have a great one. We love you guys very much. Don't forget your snacks, and see y'all later.